Bonjour, Nathalie here. Welcome to FrancoFoods. Today, I have a sweet treat for you. Sucre à la crème, or like I grew up pronouncing it, sucre à crème. As always, I have the recipe in the description as well as extra information and links. It's kind of like a fudge, but the texture is very different. I dare say it's even sweeter than your typical fudge. To make this recipe, you'll need a few simple ingredients. Now, you'll also need a candy thermometer. That said, if you don't have one, you can make this without it. There's a link for a short video in the description. You might find it useful. Now, to make the sucre à crème, you don't need to stir. Although, I do give it a quick mix at the beginning just to loosen the ingredients up. It's the simmering action that combines everything together. As far as I can remember, my mother used the recipe for sucre à crème from La Sœur Angèle, who was not only a nun, but also a chef. Now, don't let the simple steps fool you. This is somewhat of a finicky thing to make. It's all about the timing and being patient. You need to wait for the thermometer to reach 240 degrees Fahrenheit, which is known as the softball stage. And that can take a good 20 to 30 minutes. While the mixture is doing its thing, I'm going to generously butter the mold. But don't walk away from your pot. It can heat up quickly and then you're in trouble if it gets too hot. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. Now, if you've watched any FrancoFoods videos, you know that I like to research the origin of foods and recipes. Well, as you might imagine, the information I've managed to find for this sweet treat is rather sparse. However, there is something I found that kind of stood out for me. It indicates that there might be a link between sucre à crème and the pralines found in Louisiana and other southern states, that our Cajun relatives have contributed to the creation of sucre à crème. I honestly don't know if it's the case. However, a few years ago, I was in Savannah, Georgia with my family, and we enjoyed some amazing pecan pralines. And I remember thinking that the texture and the flavor were just like the sucre à crème. So I don't know which one came first, but if it is originally a Cajun concoction, all I can say is merci, cher. Okay, the sugar mix is at the right temperature. Time to take it off the heat. Now is when you add the vanilla, and with the hand mixer, beat the cream mixture for 3 to 5 minutes. It'll thicken and the color will lighten up. Over the years, I've found that this step can be a little frustrating. I'm pretty sure that I take the pan off the heat at the right time, but there are times when my sucre à crème gets very thick very fast. I've actually started wondering, maybe it's the cream I use. Here's my thought process. You see, the recipe I follow is in French, and it calls for crème 35% or 35% cream, which means that the cream contains 35% milk fat. Since creams are not described that way in the United States, I just grab a cream without thought. It can be light cream, whipping cream, or heavy cream. I just take what's in front of me, I guess. However, I have now discovered that the cream I really should be using each and every time is whipping cream. It's always good to learn something, right? As you can see, the mix is not pouring very well. It looks like it might be a little too thick. I'm thinking I beat it a little too long. Oh well. Okay, time to trace the lines with a knife, and these will help me when I cut the squares once it's set. I know I probably don't need to do this, but Mom always did, and I've kept that habit. Today's vocab is la casserole, le sirop d'érable, le moule à gâteau, beurrer, le thermomètre à bonbons. Okay, the sucre à crème has been sitting in the fridge for about an hour. Time to cut it up. And this is why I put a lot of butter when I butter my pan. Comes out easy peasy. So it's a bit on the crumbly side, so either I took it off the heat a bit late or I beat it too long. Well, nice thing about something like sucre à crème is that it still tastes great. I really doubt my family's gonna complain. Et voilà, le sucre à crème. It is extremely sweet and I love it in little bites. Remember, the recipe and links are in the description. Let me know if you try it. Until next time, merci et à la prochaine.